update on Reverend Al Sharpton's fight against Rush Limbaugh's racist rants, which are pretty well documented. Rev is trying to get the FCC to step in, and the drugster is feeling the heat. On his radio show yesterday, he lashed out by trying to turn the tables and call folks like me racist.
Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, the left. What a bunch of racists. I mean, they're all over MSNBC. They are all over the New York Times, the Washington Post. I have never seen such a collection of racists. All these liberals criticizing Obama on this compromise on the tax bill. I mean, well, every bit of criticism of Obama has always been said to be racist, hasn't it?
Joining me now for an update on where this fight stands, Reverend Al Sharpton, president of the National Action Network. Reverend, you got people, journalists in the industry who cover radio are following this. What's the update?
We are, as I have informed you, we're going to Washington this week to meet with FCC. We're also going to unveil a petition that we're going to challenge members of Congress and the Senate to sign on to and release on National Action Network's website who signs on, who doesn't, or who ducks, because it's very important for federal officials to take a position, not necessarily just on Limbaugh, but on whether or not they agree that anything, whether you're doing it explicitly or implicitly, against people based on race or gender, should be allowed on federally regulated airwaves. I think we have to press those that have made Senate votes condemning people in the past and have demagogued on this. Now it comes down to an area that government can be called upon, and we want them on the record. So we intend to escalate this fight. We don't intend to back down at all. And for people like Rush to talk about people like you are racist is absolutely absurd. You compare that to people that he's doing, singing the Good Negro song on his show and trying to insult the statue of people like the House Majority Whip, Congressman Claiborne. This is the kind of America we cannot stand by and allow to continue to happen.
Here's Limbaugh today on his radio show talking about reparations.
What about reparations for the unemployed? Social Security-like retirement program for them. Look at all the economic stimulus there. And then reparations. It's not their fault. It's society's fault that they don't have any jobs. Just plug them in there on that Pigford lawsuit like it's already being done. Give them reparations.
Would that pass?
Well, I think, first of all, the absurdity of acting like people who've invested in their own Social Security, farmers who have worked and were not treated like everyone else, is comparing this to some kind of handout, shows you how ludicrous and absurd he could be. He has the right to be absurd. He does not have the right to be racist. He does not have the right to use federally regulated airwaves to blanket people based on race. So his statements today are absurd, but that's what that's not what we're going after. With National Action Network is going after is when he does it based on race or gender or sex. We're not going to stand by and allow federally regulated airwaves to be used in that way, particularly when you have to compete for these licenses.
Reverend Sharpton, when you focus in on an issue, you never give up. How determined are you on this one?
Oh, I'm very determined, because when I see how difficult it is for people to get waivers, for people to get licenses, for people to have mergers and have to go through all kinds of things, millions of dollars with lawyers, and then you're going to tell me it's all right to get up and by any way you want, explicit or implicit, just offend people based on their race or their gender or their sex? I think that we've got to have a standard across the board in government how we use these airwaves, and I'm determined to make sure we have that standard.
Reverend Al Sharpton, the National Action Network, great to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Ed.